After dominating fashion last week at Watkins Glen, the Power Series champion Jordan Stout got his first win of the Amsoil ARCA season. Here today, 24 ARCA drivers will tackle Dover Motor Speedway for the first time ever in this series. Yesterday in the East Series, we saw a double flip on lap number 1. Hopefully we don't see that here today, but let's see how hungry Modest Monster is for race 4 of season 2 of the Amsoil ARCA Series. What's up everyone, it's your boy NS97 aka Nathan Stapleton, and welcome back to Dover Motor Speedway for the second day in a row. Yesterday had a fantastic battle between the top 3 on the racetrack, but Dave Hamilton ended up getting the race win, and we saw a massive big one that took out, but had about half the field involved. But besides that, we have fantastic racing, multi-group racing, but mostly want to be on the bottom, and we'll see what happens with 24 cars instead of 18 cars here for the Hershey's 150. I'm joined by Bronson up here in the booth, and Bronson, welcome to Dover.
Thank you for having me back. I am a former native of Dover. Quick stint in 2018, I lived down here, always past Dover Motor Speedway, and it was, well, not now known as Dover Motor Speedway, back then it was called Dover Speedway, I believe it was, but always great to be back, and this track is very unique. When you get into the corner, it's like you're going down a mountain or something like that. It is insane. You'll hear the drivers in real life talk about that, but also that wall on the outside, it gets you, and that's known as Miles the Monster. Miles wants to get you, and that was a perfect example of the East race yesterday. Got everybody on lap number 1, and even got a few cars upside down.
Oh yeah, without doubt, and hopefully we don't see that here today. In the JBL Cup Series race, we saw close calls, but it went caution-free for 100 laps. Miles the Monster wasn't happy about that and took out his frustrations on the East Series yesterday. Hopefully we don't see that here today. But 24 cars, 3 races in, maybe starting to see some of the top guys in points like Stout, Pun, Kennington, Fitzwater, Diacono, Garcia really pull away from the field, but a lot of them still towards the back of the field today. How do you think that's going to shake out for the points here at race 4?
Well, they know that if they want to extend their points lead, they have to get as many points as possible. That even means getting up front and leading laps. That counts towards the points tally. So they, with those drivers knowing that in the back of their mind, they want to get up there as fast as possible, but they also want to do it as efficiently as possible. They don't want to make some risky 3-wide move, which is exactly what caused the East crash and caused 2 cars to go flipping here in the front stretch. They don't want to do that. They want to make sure that they live to see the end of this race so that they can have a good shot at points next week. It is too early in the season to be making silly mistakes and 3-wide moves, and I think everybody is on edge, but they also want to be very aggressive here at Dover. And what a perfect place to be aggressive. It is a very get-in-your-face kind of track, you know what I'm saying, Nathan?
Oh yeah, Dover's a unique racetrack, fairly new on the schedule for the channel, but already produced some fantastic racing, and we'll see what the Amsoil ARCA Series has in store here today. With that being said, here is the top 10 in points after the first 3 races of the Amsoil ARCA Series. Last week's winner, Jordan Stout, is leading the point standings so far with a 7-point advantage over the defending champion, Taylor Pun. Third in points is Walt Kennington, who's tied with him is Zachary Fitzwater, both minus 14. In position 5 in points is Bruno Diacono, minus 16. Juan Garcia is in 6th, minus 19. Kyle Sustraya is in 7th, minus 23. And then we got Ben Watson and Matthew Burnett tied for 8th, minus 24. And right now the top 10 is a tie between Ryan Dwyer and Zane Crawford, minus 25. But like I said, a lot of them, especially Jordan Stout and Taylor Pun, especially still towards the back part of the field. Oswego Dirt winner from a couple weeks ago, Kasumi Takashi, is on the pole, and alongside him is Kyle Sustraya in the number 02, 7th in the point standings. Could get a good one at that tile here today. Row number 2 is number 25 of Zane Crawford and the 06 of Will Parrish. Row number 3 is Caleb Rose and Juan Garcia, 6th in points, 6th here today. Row number 4 is the number 10 of Ryan Lill, who was involved in that big one last night here at Dover, and alongside him is Bruno Diacono, 5th in the point standings. And right out the top 10 is Nico Samuel, who probably was one of the fastest 3 cars last night, but got held up by a lap car late. Wants some revenge, and alongside him is the number 75, Zachary Fitzwater, I believe. So, yes, that is. So, well, with that being said, let's go ahead and get these draws rolling off for race number 4 of the season. Boston, who do you think will win the Hershey 150 here at Dover Motor Speedway?
I think it's going to be the man in the 11, the person who drove the 11 yesterday, who flipped on his lid over and over and over. I think it's going to be friend of the channel, Mr. Jack Haas. He is going to go and get it. Hopefully Miles, the monster here at Dover, has shown some mercy today. He's going to go from just a little outside of the mid-pack. Actually, it might be directly in mid-pack, but I digress. I think that Jack Haas is going to go from his I think he's going to go from his starting spot, and he's going to go and win.
Not a bad pit. We'll see if he has a better day today than yesterday, that's for sure. We see some drivers in the back that are up there in the point standings, like Matthew Burnett, Benny Watson, Tanner Pullen, Zachary Fitzwater, Jordan Stout, Bradley Ream, all starting in the back that are up there towards the front of the point standings. Takashi and Suswai will lead us to the green for race number 4 of the Amsoil ARCA season. The Hershey's 150 is... wait for it, Emil Green for the Hershey's 150 for race 4 of season number 2. Three wide already for second and a little bit farther in the back of the field. We saw this yesterday. When we make out turn 3 and 4, almost opening Watson into the inside wall.
Still green. I think we are still green.
Yes, we are.
Wow, the 97 took a hit. Benny Watson, so unlucky in those circumstances. We are still green. Clobbers practically knocks down the inside wall, but we still go green, and it's going to be Takashi who leads lap number 1, lap number 2, and now the 02 is under pressure from behind. That is the 25 there of Zane Crawford, and P3 who's under pressure from the 42 behind of Caleb Rose. We have another almost 3-wide battle right here. Oh, is the 75 going to squeeze it 3 wide? Yes, watch out off the corner.
No,
there they go.
Giacomo.
Oh, the 3
and Jack Haas again.
And Jack Haas. My pick for the win. He does a few 360s, but keeps it going. But the 3.
Giacomo.
Yeah, Giacomo. He makes severe contact with the inside wall. And Takashi is going to lead them back to the caution flag. He'll lead, followed by the 02 of Kyler Sustry.
Well, whatever we did to Miles the Monster when the JBL Cup Series came here, we pissed him off, I guess. We didn't have any cautions in the JBL Cup Series race, and we've had an early caution in both the East Series and the ARCA race here, and, well, maybe that's what it'll take for these guys to calm it down, because we saw 2 incidents, basically 2 laps in a row here at Dover with Watson and Giacomo. You guys will see what happened to Watson in the corner of the screen, probably already did, but we will take a look at what happened to Giacomo off of turn number 4, skimmotes down the front stretch, and down into the inside wall goes 5th in points, Giacomo. Let's see what happened for caution number 1 of the day. Here we go, Mendoza and Haas were side by side, and unfortunately, Giacomo was an innocent bystander in all this. 3 wide turn number 4. We saw it did not end well yesterday, and it happened again, hard into the inside wall. And Jack Haas was going to be fine, but got clipped in the rear end, and he does a couple of spin-a-loonies down the front stretch. Burnett with a little bit of contact, and unfortunately Zachary Fitzwater is going to get a little bit of contact as well in the number 57. A couple of drivers high up there in the point standings, and then unfortunately Jack Haas is lower in the standings, about mid-pat in the points involved in this one. Tough break, but Monster, he's definitely been hungry here for the last couple of days for ARCA.
Barreling it down into turn 3, and I gotta say that 75 made an aggressive move, but right here is where Jack Haas just comes up, and I gotta say, I think that might be Jack Haas's fault there, but yeah, it was a very precarious situation regardless. That was 3 wide, and as we've seen lap 1 yesterday, it just does not work, especially for driver of the number 11 in both series, but I digress. And that is how we are under caution, and we have a little disagreement between Mr. Haas and Mr. Benny Watson here coming to the caution flag, but might be something that we don't know, Mr. Nathan Stapleton, but we'll look further into that as the race develops, I'm sure.
And I think Jack Haas has just had enough of Miles Monster flipped violently yesterday, and then unfortunately involved in another wreck here. He's going to be able to continue in this one at least, but going to have to restart in the back. Takashi, the Oswego winner, will restart up front, and we'll see what happens on the restart and see if we can have a clean finish to the end. That's what we saw in the series race yesterday, so we'll see what happens on the restart with Takashi out front. Welcome back to Dover Motor Speedway. We will go back green on lap number 9 of 40 early on here in this one. And unfortunately, Jack Haas, Giacomo, Watson, Fitzy, all with damage from what we've seen already in this one. Pure chaos up to this point, and we'll see what happens here with about 32 laps to go here in Hershey's 150. And here we go. Takashi will lead us back to the green, and back green for the restart. Takashi with a great jump, but here comes Caleb Rose to the inside of Zane Crawford for the 3rd position, and now Sustrai almost getting to the inside of the 68, but we'll hang on for now. Watch out, here comes a top 3 driver in points last season, Caleb Rose, up towards the front.
Caleb Rose P4 to P2, maybe here by the end of this lap. Oh, he's going to back out. That's going to give the advantage to Sustrai. He's going to give the run off the corner. He's almost going to get to the back bumper of the 69 or the 68 rather there, but they still continue on. But Caleb Rose, he was almost there to make the move on Sustrai, but he just backed out, and I feel like that's going to not work out in the long run. But still, Takashi leads, followed by Sustrai, Rose, and more 3 wide precariousness. They still get it sorted somehow, someway. Nathan Stapleton, 20 there of Nicholas Samadillo, or sorry, of Juan Garcia, rather. My apologies. There's Sustrai. He's got the run, and he's going to the inside, sending it deep into turn number 1, side by side. Takashi on the outside, Sustrai on the inside, almost making contact. What is Caleb Rose going to do behind them? As now Takashi takes the outside lane, almost tries to clear, but still, Sustrai is there, side by side, almost making contact off the corner. And it's going to be Sustrai who clears going into turn 3 and will reclaim the lead here at Dover.
A great battle right there. The outside lane, it is very possible of being a dominant lane, and we almost saw right there, but Sustrai was able to get the race lead away. Same deal was very fast yesterday, but got held up by a lap car of, I believe, Will Parrish was right behind him, ironically enough. But Sam Leo doing a good job. He won 3 times last season, but did not win the championship. Didn't even get top 10 in the point standings. Juan Garcia to the inside of St. Crawford. Now Crawford's going to lose a few positions. But Takashi is not done for this race lead. Once win number 2 early on in the season. Takashi down low, Sustrai up high.
Oh, he tried, but still Sustrai. He's going to get the run off the corner. We talked about the outside being so powerful, though it's not where you want to be. You want to be on the outside when you get off the corner, the inside when you're in the corner. But I'm sure we'll see a kind of progressive and more advantage lane kind of form as this race goes on. But there's the side-by-side battle between Toyota teammates there, the 18 of Nicholas Samadillo and the 25 there of Zane Crawford. That's the 20 of Juan Garcia, Season 1 West Champion. And they're going to get it sorted out between himself and the 42 there of Caleb Rose. Side-by-side between them, between Samadillo and the
number 10.
The number 10 there, contact off the corner there. The number 10, that is Ryan Little in the Chevrolet there. And now it seems like that they're starting to get single file, Nathan. And now it looks like that the 68 there is starting to kind of lose touch of Samadillo almost.
Yeah, I believe that 68 of Takashi might be losing the 02 of Sustrai, but you don't have to watch out for some of these Toyotas. Like you said, Juan Garcia is moving up to the 4th position and might challenge for 3rd on Caleb Rose. And same with Dio's also catching up in a heartbeat in at number 16, or number 18. Mendoza to the inside of the 15 of Lisa Michaels. But things are definitely starting to settle down a little bit. It's going to be a little bit harder to pass. But look at Sustrai starting to pull away from the 68 a little bit and see what Sustrai can do. 7th in the point standings. Can't really take the point lead, but who knows, could be inside the top 3 in the point standings leaving today, especially with Tanner Pun and Jordan Stout and Mark Kennington all deep throughout the field. Kennington just now inside the top 10. But we'll see what happens 20 laps in, and if this way stays going to the end, these next 20 laps will fly by in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, and we are already almost at halfway, Nathan. One caution down, 20 laps left, and it is all down to the top 2 here, the 02 and the 68 of Sustrai and Takashi there. But now Caleb Rose has gotten to the back bumper of Takashi. He's going to try and send it in. Takashi slams the door into turn 3. Rose is going to try again, build up his momentum off the corner. He's going to try and take a look to the inside at turn number 1. Nothing's there. They're still going to stay single file, but it seems like that Rose is almost pushing Takashi closer and closer to Sustrai there, Nathan.
A really good 1 and 2 from that 68 of Takashi, and we'll see what this car can do as the long one fires off. And unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure where Benny Watson is. He is off the pace. And just like yesterday, we might see some lap traffic shenanigans with Watson and Diacono here. Here comes Sam Medeo to the inside of Ryan Little. And here comes the second in points driver and, the defending ARCA champ, Tanner Pun, inside the top 11. Actually might be inside the top 10 now. And we'll see. Oh my goodness! Raymond Burnett made contact in the back.
That was close between Burnett, who also got a piece of that caution that we did not touch on, I believe, but they almost made contact, or they did make contact, almost spun out, but they kept it going. Rose has backed off now, but now it is Takashi all over the back bumper. Sustrai going into turn number 1, barreling it in. Sustrai kind of moves up a little bit further from the lane. Takashi's going to get the run off of turn number 2 down the backstretch, and Takashi's going to look to the inside of turn number 3.
No.
Contact made! Takashi sends Sustrai up the racetrack, and the 02 is going to try and gather up his stuff. Takashi, using some force from his front bumper, reclaims P number 1.
Oh boy, Takashi might have made an enemy right there. Sustrai is seeing red, but if he's not careful, he might let Caleb Rose get to the inside and do the same thing in turn number 3. Oh, I feel bad for Sustrai right there. I almost feel bad for him right there even more. My goodness, this track on exit is wide, but on exit it's almost like it's 1.5 lanes wide. Especially with these cars. Oh, Sustrai with a great one. Back to the inside, it's going to not get revenge, but he's going to send it in 3 and 4. Fantastic stuff at Dover Motor Speedway. And we might catch up to Ben Watson very, very shortly. But what a battle between all these guys inside the top 5.
Takashi might have screwed himself there off the corner. He backed off just a little bit. He could have taken the inside. He didn't. And that's just going to give the advantage to the 42 of Caleb Rose and the 20 there of Juan Garcia. If Takashi can get the run off the corner and clear the number 20, I believe that's what he's going to do. Almost makes contact there. And Takashi can go back to the inside, but I just don't believe he has the car anymore. He made that move for P1, but there is just nothing there. Oh my goodness, so close. Door to door there. But now it is Caleb Rose setting his sights on Kyler Sustrai with almost 10 laps to go. Only 10 laps to go, Nathan. But as we see in the distance going into turn number 1 already is Mr. Benny Watson, caught up in that early wreck here at Dover. He might play a factor before this is all said and done, Nathan. 11 laps to go.
11 laps to go, and this has been a high-speed short track, essentially, with the racing that we have seen. Rose trying that second lane, trying to build up some momentum, and it looks like that's going to look out in his favor with a big momentum boost down the front stretch. Caleb Rose knows how to get the job done. was very consistent last year in the ARCA Series. I believe finished top 3 in the point standings, and so far has not been the greatest of starts, but all that can change with a win here today. 9 laps to go, and what do you know, Caleb's bud at HG the channel, Benny Watson, gonna get in the way for the race lead. Sustry. Caleb blows 8 laps to go, next time by.
Sustry tried to get around going into turn number 1, but he just held up the line, Benny Watson did. But now they get around, and the top 2 are almost clear of the lap car. Benny Watson, Caleb Rose now battling with his old buddy, almost contact being made, and Sustry is pulling away as a meaningless battle between himself and the lap car. Caleb Rose, he has now grown a gap between Caleb Rose and Kyler Sustry. Sustry with almost maybe 3 car lengths, but still it is not over 6 laps to go. Coming back around, but look now, Takashi back in it. Has he saved the best for last? Nathan, the 20 there of Juan Garcia, he's still in it. The top 5 here, top 4 rather, are still in this. Caleb Rose trying to rip that outer lane, trying to get momentum built, but it just does not seem like anything's going to happen. Here comes Juan Garcia to the inside for P number 3. Takashi to the outside once again. He's going to fall back behind the 20, and all this battling is just going to make Kyler Sustry in the 02 just pull further ahead, but that is not the end of lap traffic. I don't believe. I think we might catch some more before this is all said and done.
We might catch up with Giacomo in time. Luckily, Watson and Giacomo not as slow as what Will Parrish was stuck in 3rd gear yesterday, so these guys are not causing as much problems. 5 laps to go. Sustry out front, 7th in points. Got Caleb Rose in 2nd. In 18th in points, needs to score 1, and then Takashi in 12th in points, and then you got Juan Garcia in 6th place in points, and same deal 16th, so we got 6th and 7th inside the top 5, 4 laps to go, but Sustry is looking really good to get his first win on the season here today, but we'll see what happens with himself, Rose, Takashi, Garcia, and the lap car of Bruno Giacomo.
I think it's also important to point out that if the caution were to come out right about now, the race would be over. There would be absolutely no time to get this thing restarted, but I don't think it's going to be a factor anymore. It is Sustry versus Rose. About 3 laps to go. 2.5 laps to go down the backstretch. Rose tries to take a peek to the inside. He's going to have a few more advantages before it is all said and done. Takashi, dominator of the race earlier, is now stuck up on the outside of the 20 and the 18. Nothing's going to be done there. 2 laps to go here at Dover. Rose sends it down into turn number 1, trying to chase after Kyler Sustry. Going down to the backstretch, the lap car looming in the distance right there in front of him. Rose needs to make a move before it's all said and done. He's going to try and get to the back bumper. Kyler Sustry in the 02. Almost there. Trying to get something done before the white flag lap. Here they come. White flag here at Dover, Nathan.
It's not over. Sustry versus Rose. Sustry getting held up a little bit by Giacomo. Rose is going to have another shot at it down the backstretch. But Sustry is going to get to the inside of Giacomo. That might do it. Rose is going to send it off of 3 and 4. But that's going to be it. Sustry going to dominate and barely hang on to win the Hershey's 150 in a thriller at Dover.
I'll give it to Caleb Rose. He definitely tried there. It was only about car length and a half difference. Very close finish. You can see there it was about a 10th, little over a 10th that separated the top 2. But what a finish, Nathan. Lap cars, you know, they didn't implicate a lot, but they definitely gave us a finish that we'll remember for this season. That was fun.
Oh yeah, Dover. I see why people wanted it on the schedule last year. We put on the JBL Cup Series schedule, had an absolute banger, and both East and ARCA Series races put on a banger. And I'm very much looking forward to what we see here next year for the JBL Cup Series and Krispy Kreme National Series. We'll see what happens there, as the schedule has not been fully released, but I will say that Dover is on the schedule. What a battle between Caleb Rose, Sustry, and you know what, if we had a little bit more time, who knows, we might have had a 4-way battle with Sam Dio and the all-time channel wins leader of Juan Garcia. Things looking good all race long. Takashi gets a great 5th place finish. Reese Michaels, Ronald Kennington gets a 7th place finish out of nowhere. So we'll see if he can maybe believe he has a point. It's going to be close because 3rd, 6th, and 7th all got good ones here today. And April in 8th, Eleanor Mendoza in 9th, and Tanner Pun, Mr. Consistent. He continues the streak of 4 straight top 10s to kick off the season. That will no doubt probably have him be the point leader just barely over some of the drivers ahead of him. Wineville in 11th, Dewani, Rando, Gutierrez, Crawford, Wing, Fitzwater, Harris, Haas, Burnett, Stout. Tough break for Storm Stout today. 21st was involved in a one lap incident with Watson, and just the car never seemed to be the same. And then unfortunately Will Petrucci's going to be another driver that's not going to want to return to Dover as a driver. Had a tough one yesterday and gets 22nd here today. Yakima 1 lap down, and Watson also 1 lap down. What a battle here at Dover. Things looking good always long from the drop of the green flag and from the drop of the race restart. What's the final thoughts from the Hershey's 150 at Dover?
You know, I think I've cursed enough drivers. Jack Haas being the latest victim. Of course, he finishes on the lead lap, though in 19th, gets caught up in the first crash. Kind of comes back from it, passes Matthew Burnett in the 55. Kind of had themselves a good battle that we didn't focus on, unfortunately, but I'm sure that they had a nice thriller. But you know what, Nathan? I think I'm done trying to pick drivers to win. It just never works out.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that I might be a special gem when it comes to picking race winners on Alex's channel. Because everyone that's in the booth, Travis jinxed someone yesterday and you jinxed someone today. So I must be special with picking the race winners here, apparently. But a great race win from Substrate, definitely a momentum builder. And we'll see if what ends up happening for the point standings as they're coming in very, very shortly. And it will be Tanner Pun as the point leader, 4 points over Ron Kennington and Jordan Stout tied for 2nd. Ron Garcia and Substrate tied for 4th, technically all 5 points behind. So the top 5 are separated by 5 points. Fitzwater in 6th, and Takashi in 7th minus 14, Dwayne minus 20, Yakima minus 22, Sam Dio minus 23, St. Crawford also minus 23. So things are getting good. The top 5 separated by only 5 points. Oh man, this is getting good here already for the Amsoil ARCA Series for season number 2. And next time out, we will be at Kansas Speedway, a redesign of that mile and a half. No longer going to be using the flat track, going to be using a newer version, finally. And we'll see what happens at that one. We've done a super speedway, a dirt track, a road course, a short track, and then the first mile and a half of the season next week at Kansas Speedway. Thanks for watching it. A minute for joining me up here on the booth for this one. It was a wild one, and Dover absolutely cooked the last 2 days here for the East and ARCA Series. Congratulations to Kyle Substrate on getting the race win, and we will see you guys next week at Kansas for the Amsoil ARCA Series. Bye!
Bye-bye.